Welcome back, folks. It is 5:47 on this fantastic Friday morning. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's jump into the forecast. If we take a look at America's Mattress Live Tower Cam, we'll see that on your morning commute, we're going to have quite a bit of some fog. We've got a dense fog warning hanging out with us at least until 10 a.m. So make sure you are driving with your lights on this morning and being cautious of those drivers around you. Our weather headlines are going to show us that we've got icy and slick roads expected for the western slope as well as those surrounding areas, especially the higher elevation areas where those temperatures are just a little bit on the cooler side of things. So if you've got holiday weekend travel plans, make sure you are driving safe on those roads. Now, we do have some unsettled weather hanging out with us throughout this weekend and into the new year and into the early work week. And in the middle of the work week next week, we've got another round of unsettled weather on the way. Now, we do have precipitation levels way above normal, and that has been the trend and will continue to be the trend as we've got a couple rounds of storms headed our way. We're up to 200 or 300% more than our usual seasonal precipitation. Now, that dense fog warning is hanging out again until 10 a.m., but in the surrounding areas, we do have some winter weather advisories, winter weather warnings out and about, as we do have that storm system moving on in. Our current temperatures are 24 degrees in Grand Junction, 25 in Montrose. Further east of us, we are on the cooler side of things, down in those single digits, 8 degrees in Glenwood Springs, 6 in Gunnison, and a cool 12 in Aspen. As this storm moves on in today, folks, it's going to hit us around noon to 2 p.m. And once it does, it's mainly going to be focused along the northern and the central mountains, so to the north and then over the Continental Divide as well. Now, that storm is going to bring just a few inches of accumulation for those areas, and these cooler temperatures could cause some icy roads. Our national temps are going to show us that we're down in those 20s on the west coast. We're looking in those upper 50s, but they've got some rain that's soon headed for us that could turn into snow for us. And in that area where we've got a few feet of snow in the northeast corner of the United States, we're still below those freezing points. So that ice coverage and those ice storms from that lake effect snow is there to stay. Our almanac is going to show us that we're rocking at 33 degrees today instead of our typical 36 on the high end, and on the low end we're looking at 22 instead of our typical 16. So not much room for movement there, but during the daytime hours, that temperature is going to make that accumulation of snow kind of melt, and that nighttime temperature that's going to switch very fast to below freezing could cause some ice on those roads during the late night hours and the early morning hours. Our snow totals, folks, again, 4 to 6 inches in Grand Junction, same with Montrose, and over the areas like the Mesa over in Utah, and even over the Continental Divide and a little bit north of Glenwood Springs, there's up to 30 inches of accumulation in some of those areas from past storms. So not just the one from yesterday, but the ones that have been happening for a little while. And our national radar is going to show us that on the west coast, this storm system is moving from a low-level trough on the west coast soon to the western slope as this one moves on out. So keep that in mind, folks. This weekend, we've got those cooler temperatures hanging out with us throughout the weekend and into the new year. We're looking down to be in the more mild temperatures for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but the work week is again going to bring us some of those cooler temperatures, especially during those early morning and the nighttime hours. Montrose has that same kind of trend throughout the week. So folks, bring an umbrella with you this weekend and make sure you're driving safe on those roads.